Coming up tonight on the news at 5.
We need people to be all working together, and you can't have a large proportion deciding not to follow the guidance. And
Chief political reporter Mike Dennison examines the future of COVID in Montana. Plus, thanks to a grant, a big timber tea company is moving manufacturing from China into Big Sky country.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Jessica Nelson. As COVID-19 infections continue to surge across Montana, its citizens may be asking when and how can it begin to stop or at least slow down. MTN's Mike Dennison posed those questions and more to the state's top infectious disease specialists this week. They said light is visible at the end of the tunnel, but the length and depth of the darkness depends on the actions of individual Montanans in the coming months.
Dr. Greg Holtzman is Montana's state medical officer at the State Department of Public Health and Human Services. He says a vaccine for COVID-19 may be available as early as next month. But access to any vaccine will be in stages, he says, and is not the only solution that's needed.
But if we sat here and waited until everybody got vaccinated, we're going to lose a lot more lives and have a lot more people suffering. So we want to move now, doing all the public health interventions.
And according to Holtzman and Jim Murphy, the head of Montana's State Bureau of Communicable Disease Control and Prevention, that means adhering to some basic guidelines to prevent the spread. Stay home as much as possible and limit personal contacts. If you do go out, keep 6 feet apart. And when interacting with those outside your personal circle, wear one of these, a face mask. Both men say a lack of compliance to these simple directives has fueled the spread of COVID-19, leading to more than 1,000 new cases a day this month in Montana.
If you look at the estimates of masking use in Montana, we're well below where you would want to be in order to help contain the spread of this.
We need people to be all working together, and you can't have a large proportion deciding not to follow the guidance and expect the virus to go away.
Murphy says health professionals expected a surge once the weather turned and people moved indoors in closer contact. But the relentless increase in cases is putting extreme stress on Montana's hospitals and healthcare system, stretching their ability to deal with other illnesses or accidents.
Just go to any of the ERs and see how many people are coming in that they're not sick enough to actually end up in the hospital. But the ER providers are seeing these patients, trying to take care of them, get them in the right sense, and give them the guidance of what to do and to come back if things get worse.
And while many COVID-19 cases may have mild symptoms, the disease still has killed more than 650 Montanans, more than 1% of those contracting the virus.
If everybody in Montana, was a victim of COVID or got COVID, and 1% was our fatality rate, that's 10,000 Montanans that you would lose during that time. That's a sobering number for some folks.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
You can see Mike Dennison's full interview with Greg Holtzman and Jim Murphy on our website. That's ktvh.com. All right, well, it's time now for a check of our Thanksgiving Day forecast. Happy Thanksgiving, Curtis.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you, Jessica. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Some people took the Thanksgiving holiday eating outside, literally. How about the Nordells and the Bakers? Great family right here, having Thanksgiving dinner right outside. Nice day. I was a little worried about the drinks maybe getting frozen solid, but or the turkey getting a little cold, but certainly looks like they had a lot of fun. I've been asking people to send in some pictures. How about the Farnhams? That looks like a pretty nice dinner spread. I'll be right over. Looking at their dinner, what do we have? Some turkeys, some sweet potatoes right there. I don't know, it looks like some calamari on the right, some deviled eggs. A really nice looking dinner. Thank you, Farnhams, for sending that picture in. And thanks to anybody that's going to send a picture in of their little gathering. Are you stuffed with sunshine yet? Well, we've got more sunshine in the forecast. We're under a bubble of high pressure, but we could be bursting that bubble, potentially with a little shot of snow. I'll let you know when. And I've got a few more pictures of some families and their Thanksgiving. That's coming up in the full forecast.
All right, making us all hungry here. A composite of state and locally reported data shows Montana's total COVID-19 cases surpassed 60,000 as of last night. More than 15,000 of those remain active. Several more deaths have been reported, bringing Montana's COVID-19 death total to 681. MTN is using a combination of sources to deliver the most accurate count on cases each day. Local county health departments may be alerted to cases before Montana DPHHS. Using that local data means there will be times when MTN coronavirus data does not align with the state report. Health officials are strongly urging people to remain vigilant this Thanksgiving as coronavirus cases continue to rise at alarming rates. Food banks are also seeing a rise in the number of people needing help as they work to keep up with demand.
Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving 2020, like so much of daily life, disrupted by COVID-19 as the virus continues to spread. Many families heeding the CDC recommendations and only celebrating at home with people they lived with.
Now with COVID and the rates are rising, I just decided we're going to kind of keep it low, keep it just to the four of us.
Some foregoing gatherings altogether.
We're actually not having Thanksgiving because of the pandemic and because I just got obviously off of an airplane.
There's no holiday for healthcare workers. Hospitals across the country are stretched thin.
I know that in the next coming few months, I think we're really going to struggle even more. And I hope that's not the case, but we know it's coming.
Food banks dealing with growing demand as the economic impact from the pandemic continues. Scenes like this playing out across the country as charities lend a hand.
I'm going to get emotional here. It's neighbors helping neighbors. It's, it's not your fault that you're needing some food.
Also impacted this year, the traditional Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, hosted without spectators.
Happy Thanksgiving. It may not be the parade we wanted, but this year it's the parade we need.
The country looking for some sense of normalcy in a year that has been anything but normal. Dan Schentelman, NBC News.
Well, thanks to a grant from the Montana Department of Commerce, a big timber tea company is able to move manufacturing from China here into Big Sky country. MTN's John Riley has more.
Tumblewood Teas and Big Timber got their start like many Montana small businesses, making a product and selling it at a farmer's market. They've since grown exponentially, selling their products all across the country and parts of Canada. Their tumblers have been made in China, but they've always wanted to bring the manufacturing to the U.S.
You know, the financial aspect of this project is going to be daunting. It's a lot for a small company to all of a sudden decide to become a manufacturer.
Thanks to a grant from the Big Sky Economic Development Trust Fund, the idea is becoming a reality right here in Montana. Grant funding has allowed them to partner with Plastic Design and Manufacturing located in Manhattan, which means they'll be able to support more Montana jobs with this move.
That's one thing that we've always wanted to do. That's how we ended up having honey be part of our products, because we wanted to support local and have everything that we possibly could have made here in Montana.
The Big Sky Economic Development Trust Fund also funds job creation projects and has expanded to help businesses recover lost employees due to COVID.
One of the great things about the Big Sky Trust Fund program is that it's focused on creating economic opportunity and supporting high-paying jobs, and it has that focus across a whole range of businesses. So we're able to provide a tool that's useful to high-tech information technology companies, and a tool that's also useful to a tea company out of Big Timber or a butcher shop and meat processing facility up on the Highline.
Local businesses supporting each other is a value steeped in many Montana organizations. The Montana Department of Commerce and the Big Sky Trust Fund are merely helping strain out some of that burden to make for a richer economic balance. Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
All right, that tea looks very good. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenance has the full forecast and a breakdown of what we can expect heading into the weekend. And later, we will recap some high school fall sports greatest plays. Stay with us to see what we caught on camera.
Now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenance.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you all once again. Name on my Facebook page, Rain in Spain, sent this picture in. That looks like a very decadent Thanksgiving evening here. Nice deviled eggs, love those. The Holstads sending in a picture of their spread right here. That looks really, really lovely. And if you have finished dinner and you're looking for desserts, maybe the Hegums. And if they happen to be related to my boss, yes, very nice, Mrs. Hegum. Making that, but I don't think they're no relation. Well, either way, happy Thanksgiving. Nice day out there, decent amount of sunshine, a couple of snow showers into the mountains, 33 degrees in Great Falls with a southwest wind of about 12 miles per hour. Feels like 24. And in Helena, had some clouds, had some flurries out there, and you can see now skies are clear. 36 degrees, west wind of 14 miles per hour, feels like 27 degrees out there. Highs made it up into the upper 30s and the lower 40s, so close to average. You can see the numbers right now into the 30s. Here's a look at the wind, and we've got some wind speeds that are pretty strong around Cup Bank, calm in Havre. Very nice there, Livingston at about 20 miles per hour. Now the wind will continue to be an issue, especially off of the Rocky Mountain front through tonight into tomorrow for Friday, and also all the way through Friday night into Saturday. We'll likely have some pretty strong winds off the Rocky Mountain front where there is a high wind warning in effect. Look at some of that wind. Saturday, an especially windy day for the High Line and north central Montana. Good news is, though, Sunday the wind does not look quite as bad. Now, on the radar, had a couple of snow showers far northeastern Montana, but really it was a dry day for most of the state. Northeast part of the country dealing with a little bit of some rain, but that is moving on out. Things are looking very nice. Let's look long range, shall we? Mentioned a bubble of high pressure that we will be in here. And that high pressure kind of comes in through the day tomorrow. Now, there will be this minor front that goes through on Saturday with some wind, but overall, looking at still some very dry conditions. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, above average temperatures. Now, this is a little minor change in the forecast. Our Monday snow, Monday night into Tuesday, is back on. Could have just a little snow bursting the bubble, kind of running right through this high pressure system, but after that, we're back in the bubble with mostly sunny skies and dry conditions for Wednesday, for Thursday, for Friday, maybe all the way into next weekend as well. Here's the forecast for tonight. Temperatures down into the 20s and the 30s. It's pretty windy, especially up along the Rocky Mountain front and out the High Line here. A little chilly northeast Montana down into the teens. 20s to about 30 degrees central Montana, and generally in the 20s around the Helena area. Here's the forecast for tomorrow, Black Friday, looking like a bright Friday. There will be some wind along the Rocky Mountain frontier, but mostly sunny, if not completely clear skies all the way out the High Line. Highs in the 30s and the 40s. Almost 50 degrees in Lewistown. Look at Stanford at 52, Denton 53, and around the capital area, 30s to the low to mid 40s with mostly sunny skies. So over the next 7 days, taking you through the end of November into the beginning of December. Really not much in the way of any precipitation until we get into Monday night into Tuesday. Maybe a little light snow out there potentially that could come through, again, breaking through the ridge of high pressure, but nice conditions for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, we're back in that bubble with mostly sunny skies and temperatures near 40. And for Great Falls, low 50s for tomorrow, low 50s for Monday as well. Monday night into Tuesday, a little light snow, some snow showers coming through here, but that is just a brief little break in the high pressure because Wednesday and Thursday, the high is back with sunshine, dry conditions, and mild temperatures heading into the first weekend of December.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Despite the COVID-19 challenges, high school sports started and finished this fall. Now MTN's Isaiah Dunk takes us through some of our favorite plays the cameras captured.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll start off with Sunburst's Cole Johnson making a slick one-handed touchdown grab to put the Refiners on the board. Up next in the 8-man playoffs, Fort Benton gets tricky. Billy Eulery looking deep, finds Hayden Decons, who laterals to Hayden Axman for the score. Now to the six-man playoffs. Big Sandy's Cade Strutz takes the pitch to the sideline, sheds 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tacklers on his way to a 72-yard score. To the Helena Crosstown game. Capital quarterback Matt Burton looks for the end zone, but he's picked off by David Lowry in the snow. Now to the Class AA playoffs. Great Falls High backed up against the goal line, and Ryan Crea makes the one-handed interception to save the Bison from giving up a score. To the State C volleyball tournament. Fort Benton's Jasmine Wilson, Chloe Kalanick, and Aspen Giese all lay out for it just to get the ball across the net, and the Longhorns end up scoring on the play. Back to some 8-man football. Belts Cayman Evans takes the snap, breaks a tackle, and then drags nearly everyone on the defense across the goal line. Up next, it's Cade Strutz again, this time hurdling a defender, and another one on the way to a touchdown. In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN Sports.
All right, coming up next on the news at 5, the city of Great Falls and its talent will soon be seen on the big screen.
News leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back with us. On the surface, the new movie, The Last Champion, feels like it could be set in Great Falls. An Olympic wrestler from a small town, check. A disgraced former athlete seeking redemption, check. But as Tom Wiley tells us, the connections go much deeper than just the plot lines.
Wrestling is a sport about struggle and endurance, and that's the backdrop of the new film The Last Champion, set for release on streaming platforms December 8th.
Basically, it's the story about a man who he was an Olympic champion, and he had a moment in his life where he really fell from grace. The movie is about his journey to kind of pull himself out of the really dark place that he was in.
If you watch it, don't be surprised to be reminded of the Electric City. That's no coincidence. The film features Great Falls High alumni Olivia Longan in her first film role.
I got reached out to be hired to be a stand-in for post-production for this film. And so, yeah, I showed up, I helped them, and I just kind of hit it off with the crew, and the director actually ended up writing me into the script and gave me a character role and gave me a line.
She's amazing. She's an amazing talent. She's a gem of a human. She's become one of my best friends, and so I adore her, and this is just the start of our professional working relationship.
And in post-production, when filmmakers realized they needed a few more exterior shots of a high school, Longan knew just the place.
And so I chimed in and said, you know, my hometown has a high school, Great Falls High. It's a historical landmark. It's totally beautiful, and sent them pictures, and they sent out a film crew and they filmed a shot of it, and it's actually in the film.
And those aren't the only Montana connections. The film's star, Cole Hauser, currently holds the leading role in the series Yellowstone.
It was just so cool to watch somebody who's been in acting for so long just be in their realm. And, you know, he's a master of his craft. It was just so cool to get to witness that.
In the middle of a pandemic with the holidays approaching, both cast and filmmakers agree there's no better time for a feel-good story.
And I think that this is a beautiful film about forgiveness and family and, you know, second chances. And especially around Christmas time, and especially with the world right now, I think we could all use a feel-good story. And this is definitely one that I think people will really, really enjoy.
Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
The Last Champion will stream on Amazon and Google Play starting December 8th, and it's currently available for pre-order on iTunes. Okay, up next, Rockefeller has been released. I'll tell you how the tiny owl is holding up after the break.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
And welcome back with us. Rocky, the tiny owl found in the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, is back in the wild. The adorable animal was released after being treated at a wildlife rehab facility. Workers discovered her sitting on a branch in the Christmas tree upon arrival to New York City. But her travel to the Big Apple wasn't a good one. She had gone days without eating or drinking. Little Rocky was taken to the Ravenbeard Wildlife Center for some much needed R&R before she was ready to take flight. In a Facebook post, the center called Rocky a tough little bird, adding they're happy to see her back in her natural habitat.
What a great story there. Better fortunes than some birds here on this holiday. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast for Helena. Mid-40s, mostly sunny skies, if not completely clear over the next few days. A little windy on Saturday afternoon, and watching the possibility of a few flakes of snow coming in Monday into Tuesday. A literal blip on the radar here, because right after that we go back to clear skies and pretty nice conditions for Wednesday and Thursday. And for Great Falls, believe it or not, as we round out the month of November, up in the 40s to near 50 degrees, but Monday night into Tuesday, we've got some snow.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your night. Happy Thanksgiving.